Hey everyone and welcome. So if you're using powerful AI tools like Claude, but you feel like you're still just asking it basic questions, you are only scratching the very surface of what's possible. Today, we're going to move way beyond simple prompts. I'm going to show you how to actually architect a system that transforms Claude from just another chatbot into a genuine AI coworker.
I'm sure this feels familiar, right? You ask a question and you get back a pretty generic, kind of shallow, just average response. It's a super common frustration. You know the tool is powerful, but your results just aren't showing it. The good news is the problem isn't you, and it's not the AI. It's all about the approach. You see, most people are stuck in this asking phase, treating Claude like it's just a fancy search engine. But the real power, the thing that separates the top users from everyone else, is moving over to the architecting phase. It's a huge shift from thinking in single prompts to thinking in terms of entire systems. So here's our game plan. First, we'll nail down why the standard chatbot approach is holding you back. Then we'll get into the core mindset shift that really changes everything. After that, we're going to get hands-on and actually build your AI's brain. I'll walk you through some advanced workflows, and we'll wrap up by looking at the incredible, seriously exponential return you get for putting in this effort. Okay, so the reason your current approach is probably getting you average results is actually pretty simple. You're treating a potential coworker like a temporary chatbot. Think about it. A standard chat starts from a blank slate every single time. It has zero memory of your work, your style, or what you're trying to achieve. And without that context, how can it give you anything but generic output? So, how do we fix this? Well, it all comes down to one core mindset shift. This is honestly the single most important change you can make to unlock the real power of these tools, and it's the big idea we're diving into today.
And here it is. This is the central idea. Stop asking. Start architecting. This isn't about trying to find some magic words for a perfect prompt. No, it's about building a persistent, intelligent environment for your AI to live and work in.
So what does architecting even mean in this context? It means creating what you could call a persistent intelligence system. Basically, it's an AI setup that's built to know your work, to remember your specific preferences, and to actually get better and more helpful over time. It's the total opposite of a standard chatbot, which forgets everything the second you close the window. All right, theory is great, but let's get practical. We are now going to walk through the actual foundational setup. These are the concrete steps you can take like right now to start building this AI brain and set yourself up for some truly exponential results. This whole foundation really rests on 4 key pillars. First, we're going to use projects, not chats, for that persistent memory. Second, we'll turn on something called extended thinking, which forces Claude to plan before it answers. Third, we'll create some core context files to give our AI a personality. And finally, we'll set some global instructions to guide its behavior. Let's break each of those down.
First, and this is probably the most important step, stop starting new blank chats. From now on, you're going to use projects. Just think of a project as a dedicated workspace that gives your AI a permanent memory. It lets Claude hold and connect information across all the files you upload, creating this working memory that gets the full context of your work. Next up, we need to give this brain a personality. And that personality is yours. You're going to create 3 simple text files. First, an About Me file that details your role and workflow. Second, a My Voice file that defines your unique writing tone and style. And third, a My Rules file that lays out the ground rules for how Claude should act. Seriously, these 3 files are the secret sauce to making it truly personalized.
Now we teach it how to behave. By setting a few simple global instructions right inside your project, you change the entire dynamic. Commands like read my files first make sure it's always using your context. Ask questions before executing stops it from just guessing what you want. And show a plan forces it to think strategically. It stops being a passive tool and starts being a proactive assistant.
Oh, and a quick but really important point here. Choose the right tool for the job. For that deep analysis or really critical writing, you want to use the most powerful model you can, like Opus. For your balanced, everyday work, Sonnet is a great choice. And for those quick, simple tasks, Haiku is super fast and efficient. The bottom line is never, ever compromise on the model quality for your most important work.
Okay, so we've built the foundation. The system is all set up. So now what? How do we actually interact with it? This is where we get into the advanced workflows that really take advantage of the AI coworker we've just created. So with this system in place, you can stop writing those long, rambling prompts. Instead, you can switch to a much more structured input, like the 4-block pattern. This is where you organize your request into 4 clear sections: role, task, format, and examples. This kind of clarity, especially when combined with your context files, lets you give really concise instructions that produce incredibly accurate results.
Now for any complex task, this workflow is about to become your new best friend. It's called plan, then execute. First, you just ask Claude for a detailed plan, but you tell it not to do the work yet. Then, you pause. You review and tweak that plan with the AI, and only when you are both totally aligned do you give the green light to execute. This is a brilliant way to prevent rework and make sure you get exactly what you wanted.
And what about when the output isn't quite right? Don't start over and rewrite the whole prompt. Just iterate smartly. Give short, directional feedback. Instead of saying, that's wrong, try something like make it more formal or focus on the cost savings angle. These little course corrections are so much faster and lead to much better results.
We've covered a ton of ground here, right? From the mindset to the setup to the actual workflows.
So let's talk about the payoff. Why should you go through the trouble of building this system? Because the return on this investment isn't just a little bit better, it's exponential.
Let's just land on this key idea for a second. Trying to write a slightly better prompt might get you a slightly better answer. That's a linear improvement. But building a better system, one that learns and adapts to you, that gives you exponential returns. The system does the heavy lifting for you, every single time.
This is where the real leverage is. The projects give it the memory, the context files give it the personality, and the structured workflows make sure you get consistent, high-quality results every single time. Each piece builds on the others to create a system that is just so much more powerful than any single prompt could ever be.
Look, when you put this system into practice, the transformation is really profound. Claude stops being this generic chatbot you just ask for simple facts. It becomes a genuine AI coworker that knows your work, understands your style, and starts to actually anticipate your needs, which delivers more and more value over time.
And that really just leaves us with one final exciting thought. Once you've made this shift, once your AI is no longer just a tool but a true coworker, what will you build together? I hope this helps you build some amazing things. And hey, if you found this useful, you know what to do. Go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe for more explainers just like this one. Thanks so much for watching.